Darren Rovell from the Action Network, joined by Chris Raybon, and we are here for another 5 and 5 presented by BetMGM. It was a perfect week for Chris last week, 3-0. And it was a perfect week for me, 2-0. Our first week 14, our first clean sweep. That was a great week. Through 14 weeks, I am now 14 and 14, baby. Back from the dead. 0-6 I started the season. Chris is 24, 16, and 2. And before we get started, just a reminder that we are brought to you by BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. If you are new to BetMGM, use the code ACTION and you'll get a completely risk-free bet up to $1,000. Action at BetMGM. Chris, start us off.
We're going to get ugly with this first one, Darren. We're going Indianapolis Colts plus 4.5 off the bye in Minnesota. Teams off a blowout loss usually bounce back. This is the NFL. Underdogs that lost their last game by 20 points or more cover at a 61% clip since 2017, and they're 11-4 against the spread this season. I think the Vikings are still overrated based on their record. They're being outgained by 62 yards a game on average, and the Colts are outgaining their opponents slightly this year. So there's not as much of a disparity as you would think between these two teams. The Colts are also 26 spots worse than the Vikings in our luck rankings, which means they've been super unlucky this year. And teams with a luck differential of 16 or more have covered at a 58% clip this year. So give me Indianapolis on Saturday against Minnesota.
Okay, as a square, I do not like that pick. That's an awful pick. I mean, that seems to be like the sharp pick just to be sharp. I think that's a dumb pick. But we'll see. We'll roll back to this video when they cover. I am going so square right now. It's ridiculous. I don't care where they're playing, whether it's Quest Field, whether it's CenturyLink, whatever the name of the stadium is right now in Seattle. Man, the San Francisco 49ers defense is tremendous. And my boy Brock is not that bad. I feel so good about my 49ers. It's the only future that I have. 3.5, don't mind the hook. Seattle, I mean, after Stuckey said they were awful, they did actually rally. But I just think this is just a very easy pick. I'm taking whoever is the quarterback of the 49ers. It doesn't matter. I'm taking them 3.5.
Yeah, their run defense is going to have issues against the Niners. I think that's the big thing for Seattle. They can't stop the run right now.
Yeah, their offense looks pretty good. I'm surprised. All right, what do you get for the second pick?
I'm going Atlanta plus 4.5 at New Orleans. So we're staying ugly. We're going with a rookie quarterback here, but you look at the Falcons, they're actually the better team. They're 16th in DVOA compared to 22nd for the Saints. And Atlanta also rates better on offense, pass offense, and rush offense. And that's with a quarterback that they wanted to bench, and now they have benched. And that does give you some margin for error with Ritter if he happens to be a downgrade from Mariota. But I think the switch is actually a positive because the Saints, even though they had the bye, they have no tape to prepare for on Desmond Ritter. And there's a very good chance that he is an upgrade on Marcus Mariota. Underdogs by more than a field goal this year with the total 47 or less, 60-35, 63% against the spread. Give me the Falcons and a rookie quarterback.
I don't know if there are teams that you just stay away from. Do you stay away from teams at all? Because I just do not bet the Falcons or the Saints. I don't think I can get a grasp of either one of those teams, and I have not bet them all year.
It makes sense. I don't really avoid any teams per se, but I do have a better handle on some than others. But in this case, I think with the Falcons, this is just a more even matchup, and you're getting over 4 points. You're getting 4.5. Love this at anything more than a field goal, as is kind of par for the course with the NFL this year. Just a lot of close games.
All right, I'm a big fan of recency bias. I love when there are teams that are overrated and underrated from the week before. The Jacksonville Jaguars looked so great last week. The Dallas Cowboys looked like garbage. And so I love that they're matched up. And -4 Dallas Cowboys, I'm taking that all day long. I don't think the Jags can hang. And this is one of my most confident picks of the year. So you could rack that.
Hey, that's the square side. I know the sharps are on Jackson.
Hey, listen, hey, dude, I play the square side really well. I mean, and I'm not trying to be a square. I just am.
There you go.
Hey, Chris, your final pick.
Let's close it out with the G-Men on Sunday night, +4.5 at Washington against the Commanders. I think this is a really good time to fade the Commanders and back the Giants. The Commanders -4.5. That is their highest spread of the season. And that's against a Giants team that's won more games than they've lost outright as an underdog this year. Daniel Jones outplayed Taylor Heineke in the first matchup. Giants just couldn't hit the game-winning field goal at the end of overtime. But Daniel Jones, 14-5 against the spread in his career as a road underdog, including 11-1 against the spread when he's an underdog on the road by fewer than 8 points. So give me the G-Men on Sunday night.
I actually like the Giants. I think their time is due. Forget about the Commanders. It's like, okay, the Giants were the top of the NFL world, and then, well, the Giants and the Jets, both their wheels fell off. But all right, Chris, I wish you all the luck in the world. Next week, I might be able to get to above 500 if this week works out.
You go 2-0.
I need to go 2-0. We'll be back the same time next week. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. And this has been 5 in 5, presented by BetMGM. For Chris Raybon, I'm Darren Rovell. Good luck in Week 15.